In continuation of Milo Yiannopoulos' Dangerous Faggot Tour, it was announced he would be speaking alongside Martin Shkreli on Friday the 13th at UC Davis, dubbing it Shkrelopolis. They plan on talking about free speech following their respective Twitter bans. Yiannopoulos was banned for criticizing Ghostbuster Leslie Jones.
They're blaming him on the harassment that Leslie experienced.
He incited the...
Well, they didn't incite anything. He made a provocative article about a piece of art. And that's what that movie is, a piece of art.
So they are guilty of censorship in the worst way.
Well, what they're doing is they're stifling ideas they don't agree with.
Not too long after, Shkreli was also banned for inviting Teen Vogue editor Lauren Duca to the Trump inauguration and for photoshopping his face onto a photo of her and her boyfriend. Lauren Duca tweeted co-founder Jack Dorsey asking how is this allowed, and Martin Shkreli was then immediately suspended for targeted harassment, though some would argue broadcasting unsolicited photographs in a private establishment to 156,000 people could also be construed as targeted harassment, and I'm sure Jack's response would have been a bit different if Shkreli had tweeted out an unsolicited photo of her at a bar. But back to the main issue. In response to the Shkreli Yiannopoulos event, this is what UC Davis students, faculty members, and alumni wrote in a petition requesting the university to cancel the event. We demand that UC Davis administrators remove Milo Yiannopoulos' platform for spreading hate and bigotry on our campus. The petition ended up being as effective as any other petition ever, and when the day of the event rolled around, leftist students became so violent it became impossible to hold the event safely after mass protests blocked access to the venue.
What did I do to you?
You're not getting out of my face, asshole!
The students are being completely peaceful and respectful.
Get the fuck out!
Get the fuck out of here!
Fuck off! You're about being a fucking cocksucker who raises drug prices for cancer patients, you fucking piece of shit!
And they're standing up for the rights of the community.
Fuck off!
If they're peaceful, this is a peaceful place.
Stick that camera up your goddamn ass!
Get the fuck away from me, motherfucker!
The police wouldn't shut this down if it wasn't because they thought there was assault happening and possible battery.
There's no assault happening.
Get that camera!
Protesters broke through barricades erected by university police and surrounded the venue while screaming, "Shut it down." And the Republicans who sponsored the talk on free speech were eventually forced to cancel the event before Milo Yiannopoulos was able to speak. Needless to say, the protesters were pleased they were able to shut down the event. One of the protesters told CNN, "We shut down the event, it was great, mission accomplished." What was that mission exactly? Suppressing alternate viewpoints in an academic environment that's supposed to be in essence a marketplace of ideas seems pretty contrary to any academic mission. Even the university's interim chancellor expressed deep disappointment with what happened, saying, "A university is at its best when it listens to and critically engages opposing views, especially ones that many of us find upsetting or even offensive. Oftentimes, the right's portrayed as an angry, intolerant group, unwilling to acknowledge alternate viewpoints, rigid to change. And as shown by many events like these, it appears many on the left are far more likely to struggle with cognitive dissonance through their rejection of any attempt at open and free discussion, no matter how diplomatic their ideological opponents may be. And you'd be hard-pressed to find right-leaning folks so threatened by an opposing idea they resort to burning down cities, looting stores, smashing windows."
Did you break windows?
I didn't break windows. I wanted to get a
Were
ticket.
were you happy that the windows were broken?
I was happy.
You were happy that the windows were broken?
Yes.
And banning speakers. Freedom of speech doesn't exist to protect popular speech, but to protect dissent, to protect unpopular speech. And freedom of speech means freedom to hate, so long as it doesn't directly call for violence, something neither Milo and Shkreli have ever done. Dictators have historically relied on the very idea that quite literally their word is law, or absolute, and have stifled any modicum of dissent. And I'm curious to know where leftists think they're going to find angels to arbitrate what's permissible to say or read. Even if you agree with the broad-based definition of hate speech, even the most progressive of thinkers should recognize the inherent and historical danger of empowering any group to silence another based on political disagreement. Once the opposition seizes the levers of power, how are they going to be opposed? The left's continual reliance on intimidation and subversion instead of free speech signals their ideas are as fragile as the windows they shatter.